My name is Dr. David Campt. I'm with the Dialogue Company. My direct focus is on how people should talk to the 50% of white folks who don't think racism is real. I think that she reinforced the fact that we're in a struggle, a national struggle, over our collective narrative about the country. And her whole project, which she reinforced today, is about the impediments to coming up with, in her mind, a true narrative. I'm not saying that that's not true. You could also say, what's a common narrative? A common narrative needs to, of course, include all the truths. So what she reinforced so poignantly was the fact that there's aspects of our history which we just are either not aware of or in denial about. We've bought into the way that certain forces have prevented us, even who are advocates for a new narrative, from knowing certain things that are important for our own self-concept, as well as how we talk about this narrative to other people. So, as you may recall, she asked, what did Thomas Jefferson do? How did he make his money? How did George Washington make his money? Excuse me, and I hollered up architect and farmer, and she is, of course, correct that even those ways of making his money were significantly about slavery. And I don't normally think about it like that. And it just goes to show, so that's number one. And number two, I did not know what she said about George Washington talking about the British want to do to us what we're doing to the slaves. Like, I certainly knew that there was controversy around slavery among the founding fathers, but that's really pithy. That's really a poignant way of framing up the thinking at the time. And so it's difficult for us to transition our minds to how people were thinking a long time ago, but it's important we do that, because if we're going to hold ourselves morally responsible and be humble about where we think the line is now, we need to have some level of responsibility we hold to people in the past who we don't just give them a pass because the prevailing ideas were something, when those are prevailing ideas, but there were other ideas at the time, that slavery was wrong, that what they were doing was immoral. And so part of the poignancy that I got from her is that we need to take seriously, we need to hold them morally accountable with some amount of grace that we also want. We also want some amount of grace from each other and from future generations for whatever are the moral crimes we're committing now. We need to. It's a balance where we can't hold people to our current standards. We can't let ourselves off the hook or the past off the hook completely. And I thought that the way she brought that up was really helpful.